Hey there, it's Dave Altavilla for HotHardware. Believe it or not, we are celebrating our 20th year in business at HotHardware.com. We started back in 1999, if you can believe that. We're talking Stone Age, like when the internet was string in a tin cup, essentially. Thankfully, things have evolved nicely since then, and we've celebrated all sorts of innovation. And to celebrate and give back to the community on our 20th anniversary, we've been giving away some pretty cool prizes this year as well. Last month, we gave away an all-AMD Ryzen and Radeon killer gaming rig with the folks at Falcon Northwest. This month, we have this bad boy to give away. It is a custom-built all-AMD Ryzen and Radeon-powered killer gaming rig in concert with our good friends at Thermaltake and Gigabyte, and of course, AMD under the hood. Let me take you on a quick tour of this thing, and we'll tell you how you can enter to win next. First, let's talk about the chassis, cooling, and power supply of this beastly all-AMD Ryzen and Radeon gaming rig. This configuration is based loosely on Thermaltake's LCGS Wraith liquid-cooled gaming PC. And as you can see, it is an open-air style chassis with a tempered glass side panel here, 4 thumb screws in each corner that do remove, and the panel will come off. But you've got some custom etching here as well, some custom glass etching that Thermaltake does in-house. AMD logo love down the bottom here, Gigabyte Aorus, and of course the Thermaltake liquid-cooled gaming system logo in the bottom right corner. And so this is a semi-custom configuration loosely based on that gaming PC by Thermaltake. Also on board in terms of cooling, you've got a Water 3.0 360 ARGB sync liquid cooler right here, 360 millimeter radiator with PWM RGB fans, and nestled down the bottom here behind the AMD glass etched logo is Thermaltake's Tough Power Grand RGB 650 watt fully modular power supply, and the cabling to the entire system is also sleeved with custom TT Mod red and black cable sleeves. So a really slick setup from a chassis, cooling, and power standpoint. Let's talk about some of the component level features next. All right, so let's pull off the tempered glass side panel and show you what is inside a little bit closer. 4 thumb screws here, chrome covered thumb screws. Looks like stainless steel posts in the chassis. Nice rubber grommets here. Keep those thumb screws quiet. All right, so there you have it. This is what you call an all-AMD Ryzen and Radeon affair. Here, as you can see, the Thermaltake closed loop all-in-one liquid cooler here to its 360 millimeter radiator with triple fans. RGB all set up in nice red and black accents here to go with the rest of the build. But let's talk about the components that this cooling system and power system are energizing here. First, under the hood here is an AMD Ryzen 5 3600X 6-core processor with 12 threads of processing power, a base clock of 3.8 gigahertz, and a boost clock of 4.4 gigahertz max boost. And that is a pretty powerful gaming processor for sure. Will get the job done in pretty much any AAA title you'd need, and certainly do quite a bit of content creation as well. Next, strapped into the DIMM sockets next to the CPU socket is 16 gigabytes of Aorus RGB 3200 megahertz DDR4 memory, and nestled into its onboard M2 PCI Express slot is a Gigabyte Aorus NVMe PCI Express Gen 4 1 terabyte solid state drive, and this baby is capable of 5 gigabytes per second of bandwidth. And of course, thumping the pixels is none other than AMD's Radeon 7. This is a Vega class 7 nanometer GPU, the latest iteration of the Vega architecture, with 16 gigabytes of HBM2 memory, and this bad boy is a standard reference design Radeon 7 card, and really looks nice in our config, I would say, as well. Check out the glowing Radeon logo cube there in the corner. This is going to game pretty much any AAA title you can throw at it today at 4K, ultra image quality settings, a nicely powerful GPU to light up the pixels for you, and this killer all-AMD Ryzen and Radeon gaming rig. And of course, what might be difficult to see underneath all of that gear is none other than Gigabyte's AMD X570 Aorus Elite motherboard with 12+2 phase digital VRM power solution, advanced thermal solutions throughout, including active cooling on the chipset, heatsink, Intel Gigabit LAN, USB Type-C, RGB Fusion 2.0 lighting. I mean, this thing is set up, loaded for bear. It is a top-notch motherboard. And what you're looking at there is a PCI Express by 16 riser slot cable that allows us to set up the AMD Radeon 7 in a vertical fashion for showcasing in this fabulous case. All told, the components list for our all-AMD infused custom liquid-cooled gaming desktop PC powerhouse retail for around $1,800 to $1,900, depending on the deals you may find at the time. We'll leave links in the description below so you can check out the build in full detail along with pricing. But how does this beauty in red perform? Let's look at Cinebench R20 for starters. And on that, AMD Ryzen 5 3600X 6-core CPU, we're scoring 3,706 Cinebench points. Sounds pretty snappy. Moving on to 3D Mark Time Spy, we see our 20th anniversary red Radeon Ryzen powered baby chalking up 8,410 3D Mark points, and that's better than 73% of all results in the Future Mark database. And finally, how about Gears 5 cranked up to 4K Ultra settings for, yes, a buttery smooth 64 frames per second. Just what you need to take down the Horde. And again, no joke, you could win this stunning example of Ryzen and Radeon gaming prowess. We're taking entries right now at HotHardware.com, so check the link in the description to learn how to enter for a chance to win. A few likes, a couple of shares, and this holiday gift prize could be yours. I'm Dave Altavilla for HotHardware.com. Thanks for 20 years of good times, and thanks for stopping by.